What's up, everybody? Benji Bruce here with SpeakingLifestyle.com, and I had to record this video real quick because a lot of speakers seem to get caught up in this. And what I mean is, should you pay for these speaker services that basically offer to book gigs for you, to where they promise that, hey, we're going to get you on stages? Should you pay for one of these services? I want you to really think about this, like really think logically about this whole service thing. So first off, you got to understand that people who can get speakers booked, you have to think, why would they get you booked as a beginner versus Les Brown or Gary Vaynerchuk? And even if you're not a beginner and let's say you're charging $5,000, $10,000, once again, why would they try to get you gigs when they can go to Les Brown, Gary Vaynerchuk, Bob Proctor, whoever? They can go to all these other guys who are charging at least $50,000 and up and take a percentage of those fees. So like, you just got to think logically about that from the very get-go. Understand that they created a service based on your desperation. You are desperate to get gigs. And because of that, they understood, hey, here's a market. Here's a market where people are desperate for a solution. They have a problem. This problem is like annoying the hell out of them. They're looking for a solution. And because of that, you're an easy sell to them. You're an easy mark, to be honest. So you just want to think logically about it. If I can get speakers booked, why would I get you booked? Especially if you're a beginner. Like if you're a beginner, why would I? It doesn't make any sense from that standpoint. Then I also want you to think about in terms of like, how easy is it to get booked? So first off, it's not actually easy to get booked at all in terms of the daily activities that they have to engage in. And so the daily activities is they have to sit down, they have to actually reach out to these events, whether they're cold emailing or cold calling, they have to reach out to these events and they're pitching you. So first off, you have to have a really great website because once again, if you don't have a great website, it's kind of like walking into a job interview with like torn clothes and raggedy clothing and you expect to get a job. It's just really hard to get a job when you have raggedy clothing. Sure, you can do it after maybe you try for like 1,000 jobs, but why would you? Why don't you just go in wearing a suit? The same as with your website. You got to have a great website. It's that suit type of thing. So it's like, they will sign you up, whether you have a good website or not. They'll just sign you up because, hey, to them, money's money. You pay them. It's like, all right, cool. Just give us some money. They don't review your website. None of that. They don't help you with any of that stuff. It's just, hey, give us money. We'll help you get booked. They don't review you in any type of way. And so you got to understand that in terms of the time, like think about how many people they actually get on their service. So let's say I get you on the service and let's say I get 10 other people on the service, right? And so there is one person, let's say there's one person who can actually get speakers booked. Let's say I'm doing it. So I know the process of getting speakers booked. So let's say I'm doing it and I have 10 people, 10 speakers. Let's say they're great and everything. I've seen their website. They're great at it. And oh my goodness, it's just amazing. Amazing website, amazing speakers. And so they're great. There's 10 speakers. How many hours in a day do I spend to actually get these speakers booked? How many hours can I spend to get these speakers booked? I can't spend 10 hours every single day to get one of these speakers booked. It's like, even if I do an hour at a time, that's not enough. It's simply not enough in terms of outreach to get these speakers booked. And so you have to assume that one, they know how to do outreach like on your behalf. So they know how to do it. They're probably just copying and pasting templates, which doesn't work. So you have to understand that they're doing it wrong and then they're not doing it enough. So if they have all these other clients that they're going after, they're simply not emailing enough. They're not cold emailing enough to actually get you booked on a stage. So you just got to remember in terms of like, is it really something that you truly want? Or is it, I mean, of course you want it, but is it something that they can truly do? Or is it just something they're selling you? So you truly got to understand this. Don't get screwed over. I want to preach that if you don't know how to get booked, you will not get booked. You cannot depend on other people to book gigs for you. You can't depend on other people to build your business for you. If you don't know how to do the process of getting booked, finding and contacting events, you are going to struggle to find and contact events. And just remember, the people who can book speakers gigs, those are the guys who are going to go work for someone like Les Brown, where it's like, hey, if he's charging 50 grand, I'd rather take a 20% profit off of that than 20% off of a $5,000 gig. So you just got to remember in terms of like, Are they selling you something because you're just desperate for it? You're just desperate with the problem. They just found a solution and they're just selling you a product? Or can they actually do what they're telling you they can do? More often than not, I guarantee you what they're doing is they simply have a basic template that they just email blast to everybody and they just hope and pray for the best. And when it comes to templates, all you got to do is go to your LinkedIn account. You can simply look at your messages and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about in terms of horrible messages, horrible cold emails to where they send a copy and paste email. You instantly recognize it. Like you don't even have to read it. You glance at it. You just boom. Okay, boom, you're done. And you instantly know it's copy and pasted. So you got to be really, really careful with these services because you're desperate. You're in a situation where it's like, well, how do I get gigs? And if you're a beginner, especially like if you're not used to getting a lot of gigs, then you're really desperate in terms of getting those gigs. And because of that, they can sell you based on your desperation. But you got to understand logically, how does it work? The way it works in terms of getting gigs, you have to reach out to events. And then you got to think in terms of, are they reaching out the right way? Are they reaching out often enough? Are they following up with events? You got to understand this whole thing because if they're just selling you based on your desperation, you're going to just throw money down the drain. It's like you're going to give them, I don't know how much these services charge, but let's say it's $1,000 a month. Sounds good. You're like, well, $1,000 a month. Okay, even if I book just one gig, okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. You're thinking that, but they won't be able to book you that one gig because once again, all they're doing is copying and pasting with the email. Maybe emailing for 1 hour a day for you. Because remember, they got all these other clients. They got all these other speakers who are desperate too. So they're emailing for maybe 1 hour a day for you guys, and then that's it. And then you're going to struggle and you're going to wonder like, why is this not working? So you just got to like be careful in terms of your desperation and then with the solution and all that. Once again, if you don't know how to get yourself booked, you're going to struggle in this industry. You're going to struggle just building a business in general. You can't expect someone else to build your business for you, whether they do the service or not. You just can't expect someone to build your business for you. So keep that in mind. And I guarantee you, like 99.9% of these businesses that offer speakers a service of getting you gigs, I guarantee you're going to waste your money. You can try it, but you're going to waste your money. So keep that in mind when it comes to this whole thing. This is just a public service announcement. That's it. That's all I got. Make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe, and all that sort of stuff to the whole channel and everything.